Hi, Lucas. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm good. Actually, I'm getting better and better.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we're doing a bit of a flip around this week, aren't we, for everybody? A bit of a freaky Friday, like I'm you and you're me. So you've asked me, as a person that's on your podcast a reasonable amount, to interview you today. Well, not really interview, just chat to you about you. So one of the first questions I wanted to ask was, you've obviously had a journey to get to the point where you are launching QOB Ltd. So I'd really like to understand, and obviously you're not from England, so it'd be interesting to find out about your childhood or growing up, schooling, whatever it is that you want to talk about, your career, everything, to how you got to where you are today and why you're doing it.
Okay, that's quite a three-life journey, as I'm calling it. So the first life journey is ballet and dancing. I started to dance when I was 3 years old in Slovakia, where I was born, and I was doing multiple things at the same time when I was a child. And dancing was always the which one makes me happy, and I wanted to do it. So when I was 9 years old, I decided I want to professionally dance very early on my age, and I moved to boarding school in the capital city of Slovakia, where I was studying professional ballet, and I became a ballet dancer. In that journey, when I was 14, after 4 years of studying on the school has normally 8 years, I saw on TV that, there is even better school in Prague, in Czech Republic. And I told my parents, my mother, I was like, I want to go to Prague. She's like, you're too young, 14. No, you're not moving down to the state. For 2 years of, I want to go to Prague, 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 I got to the Prague.
Persistent.
Always. I was like, when I was 1 year in Prague, I was thinking about getting to Paris, but I think it became a little bit too much. And I graduated as ballet dancer in Prague. 7 days after I graduated, I literally flew to Boston, to USA, where I got offered position in a few ballet companies, and I chose Jose Mateo Ballet Theatre, which one is the neoclassic ballet. Neoclassic ballet is actually kind of different level of ballet, because, as you may not know, ballet never changed. Ballet was created and it never evolved. It's perfect, and it's a perfect movement system, which one is the most perfect movement system on the planet and the history of the people. And as was created, that nothing more perfect as the movement exists. And as my teacher always said, you had to be born to do ballet, which one can get into your mind quite a lot, and I can say, fuck you up.
Okay.
Why is that? Because ballet training is like getting ready for a war. They don't actually study for the compare military training and ballet training, and what they found out that in military they're actually treating them as a people. In ballet they don't.
Oh, wow. That's not good.
So it's to do the ballet is very hard, but I'm so grateful that I've done it, and I've been able to get through that, because that helped me to be who I am, proud of who I am now. So when I got into Jose Mateo Ballet Theatre, I had to flew back from USA to Prague, because I had to flew out of the country to get the visa approved. I used all my child resources as from my grandparents, from my mother, everything who they've been saving for me during my whole life, and I used all those the money for my visa. Visa was declined after 6 months of waiting, and I haven't been got refund or anything as they promised. When you're 19 and all your life you want to do dancing, and you are not able to do it in the middle of the season, and you don't want to go to your parents, you don't want to do anything else. You even don't know how to do anything else. All your life you've been brought up how to do ballet, how to do theater. I know theater from up and down, from front to back, and my knowledge is about theater. About I was meeting with very, and sorry, this was my sound, very, very high-end people all my life, because if people are coming to ballet, they are some kind of a level of creativity, of artistic way, and I had during my studies privileges to meet Princess of Cambodia. I had the privileges, had a private audience with the King of Cambodia, who actually graduated ballet in the same school as I did. And one of my mentor was one of the highest teachers of the Pilates, who actually brought Pilates to communist country of Czech Republic and Slovakia from USA. And I got teachers from Bolshoi Theatre, I got teachers from the Paris Opera, from the English National Ballet, from Royal Ballet, from so many best of the best theatres on this planet. Excuse me. And then I wasn't able to do it. And to be honest, I didn't want to be doing ballet in the Czech Republic or Slovakia, because that time I felt that that's not for me. The classical ballet was for me, and I was kind of over it. I don't know.
So what did you do at that point where you've been heading towards this point for all of your life, and then all of a sudden, for want of a better word, a grenade's thrown in, and all of a sudden you've gone, oh, I'm not going to be able to do exactly go in the line that I was heading. How do you deal with that?
Oh, I couldn't deal with it. I think for 2 or 3 months I was lying in bed. I literally, all my structure from inside was destroyed, and I didn't know how to do anything. And I don't know what it is to have a summer job, because in my experience, because I never was able to have a summer job. I had master classes. Of
course, yes.
I couldn't have a weekend job because I was dancing in theater during the weekends. And so I couldn't be constantly or just promise someone, oh, I'll be every Saturday working for you. Every second Saturday I'm in theater, maybe every first Saturday, maybe some Sundays. So you can't promise how to go and help and earn extra money, because the ballet and the theater life doesn't allow that, which is great because you are getting a lot of experience. On the other side, if you decide to go out of that world, you don't know anything else, so you have to learn everything from beginning. So
there was a regrouping, I guess, of you and your thinking in your life during that period.
I think the biggest push I got it from my mother, which one she wouldn't let me starve or be on the street, but she told me that she's not gonna send me money anymore. So I had to start doing something. And she said that she won't give me anything, but if I'll find myself a job, she will double my salary.
Oh, that's good.
And
okay, so it was encouraging you to get on your own feet, but not leaving you in the shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
good mum. Well done, mum.
And so I started to try and define the careers. I got it through as a salesperson in O2. I got through being in plastic surgery. So I was working for plastic surgery company from Kazakhstan, which one they had a headquarters in Prague, where we've been organizing conference for 14 states. Then we have been I got into fashion. So that was my second life, which one I got into it. And I became salesperson for the made-to-measure suits, then bespoke suits, then dresses. Then I moved to then I started doing fashion styling. Then I moved to England for first time in 2016, when I opened my first company. That was all what I was doing for fashion. It was through my company, but here I opened an e-shop for Czech and Slovak designers, which one can be in a quality high products can be sold in England. Then Brexit arrived, yay! I had to leave the country, and there was opportunity to move to Toronto. So I moved to Canada. I'm not a big fan of Canada. I am not, and I'm not, and I'm not, and I'm not even sorry for that. Canada gave me one of the hardest times of my life, which one I ever had. I lived in one of the luxurious part of Canada in downtown Toronto. When I open my eyes in my bedroom, I literally look CN Tower, and I live right next to the Toronto International Film Festival building. I even saw the Lady Gaga in the bubble dress.
Oh, cool!
I was drinking champagne from a balcony and watching all of them to walk on the red carpet. But I worked there for Saks Fifth Avenue as a luxury style advisor, and I was hired on a spot as I am one of the only one, I think, who was hired for like this on the department for the menswear. Unfortunately, everything in Canada wasn't working for me, so at some certain point I decided I'll fly back, and I flew back to Slovakia. I was helping family business, and it didn't work out. My relationship with my father is at the moment on zero, and it didn't help that we could try work together.
Working together in family businesses is never easy. I mean, I've worked for my parents a couple of times, and don't get me wrong, amazing experience. I've got wonderful parents, but that emotional thing comes into play, which would never normally be there. So I totally understand that.
Exactly. So I decided to move back to Prague, and I started working again in fashion, and I got lucky. I got into a very popular fashion designers, which one named Poner, and with my experience back, I helped them to do sales, and I was very happy. Then I moved on, and I went to do a store manager for one of the luxurious city of Prague stores, department stores. And during that, I was a fashion director for Miss Czech Republic. I was also a personal shopper for the rich people, and also I was a fashion stylist for celebrities. So I was also working with the second best makeup artist on the planet as a PA, and I got so much experience. I done around 500 fashion shows. I done around photo shootings. I have experience in front of camera, red carpet, talk to microphone, and all of this came to the level when one of the company approached me that they would like to have me as a fashion director for the magazine. And I was like, but you don't have a fashion department. And they're like, yeah, you'll create it. And I'm like,
there you go.
I was like, what? It was first wave of COVID. So everybody was losing jobs, and I signed my biggest contract in my life.
Oh, God.
I had my driver, I had my assistant, and we had a villa. We literally had a huge villa, which one nobody ever used, to just have it. Just like whatever you just go to villa. There was pool, there was saunas, there was garden, there was a forest where you could go and get lost in that villa. And I was like, I can travel wherever I want because I am actually developing something for nation, and I don't have to be in lockdown. It's a very interesting part of my life. And unfortunately, all shops closed. I couldn't bring the fashion department to reality. But I could be sorry for that, or I could get creative. So my mind clicked, and I just called the owner of the company, and I was like, we need to do live streams. And she's looking at me like, what? I'm like, I can't explain, just trust me. You hired me because you want me to create things. I want to create live streams. People are going to be home, they need to watch something, they'll be bored, they need to get inspiration.
Yeah, great idea.
We started like us, even worse, the time Google Meets and all this kind of things wasn't that developed as it is right now. It got all development during the COVID.
Oh, it makes it so much easier now, doesn't it?
Yes, it is. So we started on the third platform that I had my phone, she had her phone, and with a kind of FaceTime way, we start calling to guests. We've been doing 6 shows a week, and we got through a lot. And from this, like, phone to phone, we got into team of almost 25 people working on this project, with the lights, with the 5 cameras, with the cuts, makeup, stylings. Literally, I was sitting there and everybody was running around me, and I was like, this is incredible. How have we created this? That my driver dropped me off. I was Devil Wears Prada in real life. Where we had a mile dome in the villa, where literally when my E-Class Mercedes door opened, the Mayor Dome opened the door for me at the villa, so I don't have to wait. I got through things, and I was, when I entered, it was all done. But there was some kind of personal difficulties, which one was during my relationship, and all of that got ended after long-term relationship. And as I'm a Cancer and everything for me is based on my family and my partner and my inner circle, I got destroyed. I had no idea how to continue, how to create things. I just decided I need to move back to my mother's place. So I moved back to my mother, and after, one of my friends at the time decided to ask me, like, do you want to come and spend the second wave of lockdown with me in England, in London? London was from 2016 my favorite place. I was coming here every single time. I'm in London now, and I was like, I had the last £340 on my account, and
we've all
no
been
idea
there
about the money. Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I am coming. I bought a plane ticket. I sat down in plane, and then I realized that every single plane after mine was cancelled.
Oh,
so,
wow. No way. So
I literally, it was meant
one.
to be to come here. And when I arrived to Stansted, oh, I don't like Stansted, but I arrived there, and I saw, never seen it in my life, as all the huge displays, the showing ways, when is the flight going on, it was just clicking
blank,
cancelled. It's like literally was going down, cancelled. People crying there, couldn't leave the country. And so you
literally arrived in the middle of lockdown?
I literally arrived.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I arrived 3 days after the lockdown happened here. Wow. I arrived with the last plane, and my plane was last from Slovakia.
Wow.
And I couldn't get on the train. There was no trains. Everything cancelled. I couldn't get a bus from Stansted. There was nothing. I was in Stansted.
Oh my God! What did you do?
I found one. I don't know how I got it, but I found one bus to Stratford. Which one we still even my friend at the time lived in the southwest in Battersea, as I living in now.
Yeah.
And I just got it on the bus, and I'm like, I need to get to London. I don't know where I'm getting it, how I'm getting it, but I'm getting in. But I almost got into Cambridge on a train to Cambridge, because there was no way how I could get into London. So this all started, and I came here, and there was no plans. There was nothing. I didn't know what to do. I was hurting. I was broken. I didn't want to do anything. I just want to lie in a bed and just be in England. That's all I wanted to do. And somehow I got a job in December, because I arrived in November, and I got a job in December for one luxurious hair salon there, where I met even Victoria Beckham, David Beckham, and other celebrities.
So you kind of slipped back into celebrity support again.
Kind of like this, but it was on the bottom line, not at the top.
But your previous experience, though, would have really helped with that.
It does. It literally does. And I was working for the company 4 days, and we got into third lockdown.
Oh,
And I was very lucky because they've been paying my salary even when I was in lockdown.
oh, wow.
So I was getting all the money, and it was very nice. Then I worked for them, and I moved on to the hospitality world even more. I started working as a manager of the cafe. Then I started working as a booking manager and the floor manager of one of the largest Southwest London rooftop bars. I became an expert in a booking system as Design My Night, Resi, and Open Table. I can set up the system from zero to working. And actually, in one company, I cancelled the whole department of the booking because I didn't need them, because I set up the system so great that I saved company 120,000 a year.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
And that's a lot, because they were looking at like, oh, and who'll be answering phones? And I'm like, no one. The system will do it itself. They're looking at me, how? I said, I don't know. It clicked on my mind. I was sitting 6 hours behind to set everything up that is working, and it's done. I've been even working for a company where I was reviewed by Financial Times, which one Financial Times told me that I'm doing one of the best client service in entire England of the history of the critic. And I'm doing golden retriever of the hospitality world. I got into another cafe, and I was working mostly as a manager in most of the places. And I was always into networking. I was always into building communities. I can meet people like this. I have no idea how that is. I just enter the room and I'm able to connect with person. And there was always idea that this could actually make me a living. So I was like, when is the best time? Never. There's never best time to start anything. There is always something what we'll get into. And even when you start, I am preparing QOB Ltd for more than a year, and we're still preparing, and it's still going.
I know. You and I have been talking about this for quite a while, but you've always had a very, I think this is really important for people to know, that you've always had a very clear vision. Okay, some of the peripheral specifics have been building up as we've been going along, but you've always been very clear where you want to take this. And I think, you know, that's a learning for a lot of people in business. Like when, you know, some people get into business for different reasons, but I think one of the things I've noticed anyway is that when the longer they're in business, they kind of forget why they got into it in the first place. And I think you being very clear always where you're going is such an important thing.
It is important, but it's also very hard. I'm like,
Yeah,
over the
true.
year, I have a days, and one of the days was yesterday, and even to be honest, today is when I don't want to get out of bed. I have no energy. I am trying to share and give my last energies and do the meetings, do the recordings.
Yeah.
And do my QOB Ltd Tuesdays, which one everything is released on Tuesdays. Oh, that's thanks to you, by the way.
Well, one of the things we didn't talk about was that you got really ill. It's one of the things that you and I connected on. Like we were both at the time recovering from illness. Like you got bitten by a spider, didn't you?
I got bitten by a spider, and I got blood poisoning or sepsis. And
yes, nearly died.
They sent me home to die.
Yeah.
I went to, because of that time during COVID, whoever had COVID was able to go to the hospital. You could have whatever illness you would have, nobody cares.
Yeah.
So me with blood poisoning, been sent home and told me like, oh, we are very sorry, but we can't help you. And I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, no, the story actually started when I was with my leg. My leg was like my head. And I was in hospital, and they were like, oh, Lukas Almassy? And I'm like, here. Oh, come here. I look at her. What the? And I started yelling through the whole waiting room. How do you think I can walk? And I was like, at least bring me something or do. I literally shouted for 5 minutes of anger. and desperate. I was.
But you were in pain. You were
I was
in pain.
and I was, and as I found out, I was dying. So I was like, I'm like, come on, what do you expect from dying person that it will be happy and jumping? Yeah, I'm here. Woohoo! Help me. So after like 7 or 8 hours being there, waiting for things, they were like, oh, we can't help you. There's nothing we can do anymore for you. Blood poisoning is blood poisoning, and it can be fatal. And I'm like, all right, so there's going to be one thing you're going to do. And they're like, oh, we can't do anything. Oh, no, you're going to do it. Otherwise, you will see me, my drug on me. You'll pump every single antibiotic. And they'll be able to do whatever it can be do to my body. And they're like, but you can do like kidney failure. And they're like, I don't care if I got a kidney failure or even my brain failure. If I'm going to live, I'm going to live. And you're going to do whatever you can in your powers to keep me alive. And they're like, but, and I'm like, but there are two ways. I will never leave, and I never leave from this waiting room, or you'll do what I said. So they pump all the antibiotics inside my body. And
there's something about being your own advocate. I've had to do that with my illnesses as well, like the amount of anyway, that's another discussion. I think what's really interesting about this conversation is there's been several moments in your life where massive things could have completely, and did for a while, knock you off your feet. What keeps jumping into my mind is resilience, determination to keep going, and being okay that if you can't find the path that way, you'll find the path that way or whatever it is, and not giving up. It's something you and I have got in common. It doesn't mean that there aren't moments in our life, like I've been having it this week where I've not been feeling that great, where I just want to go back to bed. But and it is, for me, it's a health thing. Yours luckily is further along than mine is, but you still get tired and what have you. Your body takes a long time to heal. And I think, but that mental ability to keep going is, I think, a lesson. Like for you, in all of that, what has been the biggest lesson you've learnt from all the things that you've had to deal with to keep going? What's your biggest lesson?
I think the biggest lesson is to never give up. And I don't know where is coming this from, but every single time I change my life, I change the country. I change the country 5 times. No, 7 or 8 times. I live in 5 different countries. I live on 2 continents. I speak 4 languages fluently, and my network of people is from USA to Asia,
and New Zealand.
And New Zealand, yeah. And all of this is it's very hard to maintain. I am multi-potential. I can do 4 things at the same time, which sounds impossible, but I'm able to speak in different language and write in different language at the same time. And I was thinking that something's wrong with me. And then when I found out that nothing is wrong with me, I'm actually exceptional. And
yes, you are.
And exceptional can actually help others to connect. Because I'm able to connect the 4 things at the same time, I'm able to connect people together. Is
that why what you're doing with QOB, is that kind of where the idea came from?
It actually came from that when there was a networking events in Prague, in Toronto, in England, and every single one of them, when I arrived, I just looked through the room. And there was always one person who starts shining somehow. I have no idea how I knew that person is going to meet me later that night. And the person is the one who is the most interesting from all of them. And the person will come to me. I just knew that. I just get it in my head, and every time that happened, actually.
Law of attraction, I guess, isn't it?
Probably. It might be the thing. One of the companies actually who is doing the teaching programs actually built a whole program of networking based on my personality, and it's based on the way that you have to learn how to do it, or you can be just like me, that you walk in and everyone will know you just arrived.
Yeah.
And that's my way. I
That
learned
is so you.
it is me. I learned to stand. I've been standing on a stage in front of 1,000 people. I've been doing talks in front of 1,000 people. I've been on a camera, and I've been in national TV. My life before was kind of, when I turned on TV, you saw there was a program called Life Beyond the Stars, and you saw fashion director Lukas Almassy attend the event yesterday in his outfit, and then you could see me, and I was like, and 3 weeks later, you open a magazine, and there was a picture of A4 of me, as there was like the fashion director, the Beyond of Stars, and blah blah blah. Then you turn on a podcast, and there was again me. You turn on YouTube, there was me. I was everywhere. I was literally everywhere, and I remember that time I have no social media at the moment, but I had an Instagram. I had only 1,000 followers, but the reach was 150,000.
Oh wow, that's massive.
I was tagged with all celebrities. I was tagged everywhere. I even flew to Madrid from Czech Republic to choose the costumes for advertisement of Amazon, which one was led by incredible fashion director who created all the ideas for the person. That I was trusted so much with my styling and with my way of doing things that it was just exceptional. And still, I had to find a ways how to get through things on my own and within the circle.
I think what's interesting about that is that, well, not interesting. What I would like to know is, with all of that experience and the things that you've gone through and you've come out the other side and setting up QOB Ltd, how do you intend to take all of those experiences to help and support the members?
Very good question. So for first, as I have experience of organizing events where at the same time I have to manage 250 people with the live stream to national TV, with making sure that all the sponsors and all the people who put money into events are happy. Plus that every single person who is, for example, of Miss Czech Republic, it's happy there as the being part of the Miss. Also that all the experience from entering to leaving is something creating inside you. And
so networking is going to be through QOB Ltd. It's going to be an experience.
It has to be experience, exactly. Yeah. I know, and I done events where I had to organize everything from the beginning, how you enter, until the end. And every single one of them was successful, and that is why I want to do things, because that has to be experience. You have to feel fulfilled. You have to come and you have to feel something. Even if you meet one person, it's success.
See, a lot of people don't see it that way. It's really interesting, and I'm glad you brought that up. It's what people see as success at networking is often different than it actually is, and I think a lot of people get to networking and then they're kind of just left to it and don't really know what to do. And it sounds like to me like you're almost curating a really enjoyable journey of networking.
I would love that. That's exactly the way I would like to do. It's not just about to sell. It's not about sales at all. Building the network is about building your connections, as we saying, connections for life.
Yeah.
And it's the first is to build the base of people around you, to have people who you can talk to, who you can actually meet at the event, and you meet second, third, fourth, fifth time you're going for the same event, and you're like, oh, you are here again, and then you are, oh, I met somebody great for you, and you'll be like, oh, I met somebody who you can meet, and it's again.
So that's how it should work, isn't it?
Exactly, it's about the experience, and that's what I'm trying with the QOB Ltd to do easier. That you'll have all the contacts at the one place. You'll have videos. You'll have a podcast. You'll have a vlog. You have all the things at the same time that you can experience. You can learn. Even Apple is a partner where we'll be doing educational program with how to use properly the Apple products and the app.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's all about right now to get it out and share that people can come and make sure that people have an experience. And for first time, you don't have to have the experience as incredible, but you have to come, you have to do, and you can say back. That's what is the most important. We are living in a free world. Please, if you feel something that wasn't good enough, so send a message. Send a message. Oh, Lucas, I felt this wasn't so great, and I'll be like, oh, yes, you are actually right. Let's correct it next time. Yeah. Or I would like to do champagne events, champagne with the Queen, and just go and have a glass of champagne, which normally people doesn't do. Let's do things differently, and let's get things in an old-fashioned way, because I think that's that there is a meaning behind it to build the real connections.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've really learned a lot today. I mean, you and I are personal friends, and I have learned so much that I didn't know about how you got to where you got to. So I've really enjoyed talking to you about this day. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about today that we haven't discussed, or I haven't asked all the questions?
I think we did cover a lot, and I think what I would like to share is come to the events. Give yourself a time to build a connection. Give yourself the opportunity to meet people, and if you're scared or if you don't like networking and it's a hard way for you, just send me a message. I'll be standing, and there's no message. I'm at the door. I'll come and pick you up myself.
Yeah, and Lucas will probably be sending me around the place as well, I would imagine.
Exactly, and it's gonna be just that I'll be making sure that you'll be feeling safe, you'll be feeling comfortable, and if you will say who you want to meet and when you want to meet, it might be maybe not on that event you'll be coming to, but the network is not about that event. It's the building network during networking is then being my member. It's through the whole my network and a network of my network.
Yeah. So mine exactly, for example. Yeah.
It's literally just when we'll have an app and when we'll have the space of QOB Ltd, we'll be able to do things. We'll be able to share and find anyone everywhere around the planet without hesitation. And that's what would be that the dot will create dot and the dot and the dot.
It's like it's the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Effectively. So, well, look,
good.
I've really enjoyed today. Thank you very much for your time today with me being the interviewer. But thank you everybody for listening. There's links, aren't there? All the links are somewhere. Am I pointing that way or that way? I don't know. That way. And just thank you for letting us know your journey and as the founder of QOB Ltd.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me. It's quite funny to say that.
It is quite funny.
It is very funny, and I'm looking forward to share of more information about the panel discussion and more the pictures about that. And come
to the events, everyone. Come to the events.
Come to the event, and if you'd like to book a meeting with me one-on-one, there is also a link on Cadly. Which one? Cadly, I can't pronounce it anymore. And you'll be able to book it without my approval, one-on-one. And I'm happy to give you 30 minutes of my time to explain you the experience which one you can have.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
See you next time, everyone.
See you next time.